Hello, it's Lauren Carr with Just Veganin, where in each episode we try to look at a different aspect of the vegan lifestyle, and today it's real exciting because we are doing the official Animal Rights March here in London, getting our activist lovin' going on. So this is put on every year in London by Surge and trying to just get more vegans into activism because it's quite an important thing. We gotta speak for those animals. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe on the link below, and all right, let's go on this march. Hello, I am here with fellow vegan and Instagrammer
at UK Vegan Trio.
Here. First, what made you go vegan?
Initially, it was last August, we watched What the Health. So first of all, it's primarily health reasons. But then once you go down that alley, you start watching Cowspiracy, Earthings, Land of Hope and Glory, and now we're in it for everything.
Yeah, so I was vegetarian for about 8 years, and I always sort of thought what I was doing was okay, like in terms of animal welfare and the environment and stuff. And then I met these guys, which was a large part of it, and I suddenly realised that actually being vegetarian wasn't really enough in terms of looking after animals and looking after the environment. And looking after your own health as well.
For me it was, I learned about testing on makeup products, and so once I learned that was a thing and that there was an alternative, it was quite easy for me to switch, and then that led me on to more information about animal welfare in general, and that led me on to veganism, which I then made the change for as well.
For me it was just at work. I've got a 3-year animal degree and yet I still ate them. War product was tested on them. I look back now and it's bizarre. But someone said, oh, so you're a vegetarian? I said no. They said, I thought you would be if you care about animals. And I said, I do care about animals, that's why I studied them. But then it bugged me, I looked online, it was all there, went vegan overnight. And we're here today to march for all animal rights, food industry, fur industry, vivisection, zoos, circuses, and for me personally, it's about the canned hunting industry.
I studied animal management at college, so then I started to research a lot of it, and then when I found out about all the chickens that got minced alive when they were a day old, I was like, I'm going to stop eating eggs now, and then it sort of just went from there.
So let's get back into the canned lion.
Yes, canned hunting industry, and it's in stages really. Like the people who have the hunting farms will help breed the lion cubs, and once they have the lion cubs, they'll bottle feed them. Anywhere you can do this, they're not legitimate. They all help each other. It's like a vicious cycle. And when the lion cubs are too big, they go on lion walks, and then when they're too big for that and they've had their money from the lions then passed it, too big, getting dangerous, they're then sold to hunting farms who are the only places that will buy tame lions, and it's a vicious cycle. It happens everywhere in South Africa every day.
Wow, so even any places that you could volunteer, quote unquote, that allow you to do these things.
Absolutely, it's all a con, it's the con in conservation basically, it's all online.
I'm here with
Lucinda
and
Louise.
Now, ladies, what made you become vegan?
Well, I was vegetarian since the age of 12, so a very long time, 40 plus years, and then one day I was just listening to the radio on Radio 2, and I just heard about the dairy industry and how they took the babies away from the mothers at 24 hours old, and pretty much went vegan overnight when I found that out.
Great. And Louise?
Huge health benefit. I went vegan for the animals, but the health benefit, I've got MS and I've got other autoimmune conditions, but since going vegan on the 1st of June, I've been able to give up completely one of the medications I take. It's for fatigue, and so I've got more energy than I've had for years, and so I no longer take the medication and I feel fabulous.
What made you become vegan?
I became vegan. My back garden gate went into a woodland, and I became aware of a lot of animal abuse and killing taking place in there by shooters and stuff like that. So I started to realise that was wrong. I was only 15 years of age at the time, and I basically started to challenge people doing that and started to question myself the irrationality of people committing animal abuse. And that led me to join Animal Aid, and I learnt about speciesism and that it's wrong, and irrational wrong. And basically I decided to do the best I could for the rest of my life to try and prevent animal exploitation, and to try and educate as many people as possible to go vegan, basically.
Well, I've always loved animals, and initially I was vegetarian, and then I realised that the egg and milk industries were incredibly cruel, and that if I really wanted to be helping animals I needed to go vegan.
I heard about calves being shot and thrown in ditches. That was when I was living in Ireland, and it just shook my world. And straight away, it was actually, I went online, did a lot of research. I didn't actually know another vegan, and I soon learned the truth. I opened my eyes straight away, and I was just like, right, no, this is the next step. I've got to be vegan.
So as you can see, the march is continuing to go strong. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of vegans that came out today to support this amazing cause, to make sure we could give a voice for those who don't have it.
What do we want?
Animal liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Animal liberation!
When do we want it?
Now!
There is no excuse
For animal abuse!
There is no excuse
For animal abuse!
Fashion is no excuse
For animal abuse!
Culture is no excuse
For animal abuse!
A habit is no excuse
For animal abuse!
Diet is no excuse
For animal abuse!
There is no excuse
For animal abuse!
There is no excuse
For animal abuse! So what this march has really made me think of is, as humans, we do have choices to make, and if we want to preserve the environment, our planet, the creatures on it, you know, for ourselves, the next generation, and all creatures there, we have choices to make. So what will yours be?
It's because of us that they are suffering, and it's up to us to make it stop.
I wanted to say thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the march. And for me, animal rights is such a huge, important cause. And you know what? It might not be everyone's, but all I do ask is that everyone chooses something bigger than themselves. It could be fighting for women's rights, or for children with cancer, or environmental rights. There's numerous causes out there, but just choose something that's a bit bigger than yourself to fight for, to support, because that, I believe, is how we can make this world a better place. Thank you so much for joining me, and please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Just Veganin. All right, march on.